Welcome students. Now we are discussing about ME 3393 manufacturing process, cold working process. The cold working process like a rolling process. The in this rolling process different types of rolling process having. Now we discussing shape rolling operations for and also cold forming process also. In shape rolling operation, ring rolling and thread rolling. These are the classification of shape rolling process. In ring rolling, the ring rolling is make the supporting of one main roller and one ideal roller and two edge roller itself. The initial material for ring rolling is a produced billet for producing a thick wall ring. The ring is placed between the driving roller and pressure will be applied with the help of ideal roller. So, the main roller and ideal roller will be applying force. The thick wall of ring will be reduced and the thickness will be reducing, and also the same time the height of the ring will be sometime increasing. That height will be maintaining the supporting of two edging roll. That two edging rolls will be supporting to the maintain the ring height, and main and ideal roller will be applying the force and reduce the thickness, and it will be increase the thickness as well as diameter of the ring will be increased. That is nothing but ring rollers. Next one, thread rolling. The thread rolling is the most economical and fastest method of making a thread. It is actually a cold working process in which a plastic deformation takes place. No metal is removed and no chips are produced in this thread rolling method itself. In cold rolling strengthens the thread in tension, sheared and fatigue loaded itself it will be using. In thread rolling machines having some component like reciprocating flat die machines, cylindrical die machines, rotary planetary machine having rotary die, and one or more stationary concave die segments also have. In reciprocating flat die machine type, in this process two dies are used, one of them is stationary and another one is reciprocating. The component to be threaded is rolled between this die. The moving die is reciprocating in referred to the fixed die like the diagram. And the reciprocating die is stroke depends on thread diameter to the produced, as in one stroke the blank make one complete revolution. It is very popular machine as both right and left hand thread can be rolled. This is mainly used for production of threads on the nut and bolt. Their advantage, it is the fastest method of producing thread, which producing production rate more than 2000 pieces per minute, being a chipless forming process. During thread rolling, the material is tried plastically and work harder. The rolled thread is superior to one that has been cut since the process work hardness. And also surface finish is better than thread milling. Limitation, best suitable only the diameter up to 20 mm and necessary to hold closed blank tolerance one. And also low quantity, it means uneconomically one. And defects in parts, the internal structure defect and surface defect and other defects. There are the three different defects are occur in the rolling path. For surface defect, it means some rust, scales, crack will be forming the either roller, otherwise applying force itself. That is also reduce the smoothness of surface, so that it is like a defect itself. And internal structural defect, it means small internal cracks, flowed edge cracking they are making some internally surface of the our required component. And other one, it means fold, it will be bent, otherwise the flatness will be reduced, like that with the supporting of rolls. So that is nothing but fold defect in rolling one. And next one, drawing process. The drawing process is also called as cold drawing. The most commonly used component which is cold drawn, like tube, board, rod and wires. Here wire drawing process, the drawing is operation which is cross section is reduced and the length of the workpiece will be increased, like that. That is the drawing process. For the rod will be forming in a wire, that is a wire drawing process. The number of stages drawing plate will be mounted and it will be applying in a pulling force and to reduce the cross section and increase the length, and the diameter will be reduced around 15 mm to 1.5 mm itself. And tube piecing is like three types: tube zinking, tube drawing with plug, tube drawing without plug. First one is the tube will be moved in between the die gap and reduce the internal as well as external diameter of the tube. That is nothing but tube singing process. Next, tube singing with the help of mandrel. The die will be fixed one lengthy solid mandrel and the tube will be moved towards the die open and applying pulling force, so the tube will be reduced the cross sectional and the internal diameter will be controlled with the help of mandrel itself. And next one, plug method. In plug drawing, both internal and external surface of the tube are controlled and the dimension accuracy is good compared to other two methods. In this process, the plug is fixed or floating. The friction obtained in fixed plug is more than floating plug, and drawing load is high is fixed plug and less in the floating plug. Next, cold forging. Cold forging is called upsetting process. It will be using in production of small cold upsetting part from a wire stick, small bolt, rivet, screws, pin, nail headed, like that. For small head will be making shown in the figure itself. Before forming and during the forming and after the forming diagram having, the billet will be loaded to the die and punch will be applying to the force to the blank. So the blank will be making in a head for the punch shape. For the different shapes of punch will be applying, different shape of head will be making in a nail or any other small head forming rivet or screws, like that. Okay. Thank you.